Hello. Yep, wearing the same outfit because I recorded both parts today. But yeah, I'm Father Samba. This is talking about All About Girls, All About Boys, Volume 2. So the first song is the only one that I did not write. This one was written by my friend Ray. I might include her channel down in the description. I might. She doesn't post anything, but shout out to her. She's the one who wrote the song Amelia. It's one where she recorded the demo, gave it to me. I was able to add some instrumentals to it. Thing is, it's a shame that she doesn't want to have her version released because I would say that's the definitive version. Mine is just a cheap imitation because it doesn't have the true raw emotion that she has. Because, yeah, it's a song of what could have been, what once was, what may never be. And, yeah, I'll be honest, it doesn't quite fit the mood I can say of the rest of the album, but I can give some more context. So, Volume 1 was kind of more of the rock, folky type, and then Volume 2 is mainly the electronic one. Amelia fits more with the former than the latter, but she didn't give me permission to put out my version of the song until after Volume 1 came out. So I had to scramble to record my vocals haphazardly. It's a real shame. I wish that she would release her version. But yeah, now to the single that literally no one listened to, Blockbuster. This is basically about, if you ever a friend who kind of stagnated in life, you went here, they went here. That's essentially what it's about. It's about how you've accomplished a lot, this person, not so much. But you still appreciate them as a friend because you can still have good conversations with them. And that's essentially what it was. It's like looking back at Blockbuster Video, the defunct video rental stores. I enjoyed Blockbuster as much as I enjoyed this friendship, but it's not like I can just go to Blockbuster when I feel like it. Blockbuster just could not compete with the modern world in streaming, and unfortunately no longer exists. Next song, Lilacs, it's about manifestation. It's a very simple progression. It's kind of similar to Velvet Underground, and I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Guide by Voices. I listen to a lot of them. I listened to all, 40 albums they had in the past year, so it kind of influenced me to write this song. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I have inspiration. I enjoy Guide by Voices, and it inspired the song. Don't Remember was almost included on Songs of College. It almost was, but then again, kind of like Never in My Dreams, it just did not fit with the pacing, so I had to unfortunately shelve it until later. And I don't know exactly how to describe the instrumentals for it. Imagine a little kid trying to recreate Steely Dan, even though you don't know much about harmonies and you don't know much about mixing. And that's essentially what it was. Kind of like Steely Dan with a little bit of Beach Boys, but with the production quality of Daniel Johnston. And there you go. Back to You, Babe. I was not meant to actually sing it, but unfortunately, no one else was available to sing it. It's essentially about a girl who keeps falling in and out of love with a guy, and then she eventually goes back to him. It's kind of meant to sound like Motown, kind of not Janis Joplin's version of Piece of My Heart, but the Irma Franklin version, the original, which I would argue is the better version. Water Break. And after that was Hey Downer. I originally wrote Hey Downer way back. This is a song I wrote back in high school. Unfortunately, I didn't have the original GarageBand project, which it was on my parents' computer, and I don't live with them anymore, and I couldn't just dig through old files. So I decided to painstakingly recreate the instrumentals. Took a while, but I did it. You can still listen to the original version of Hey Downer on my SoundCloud page. I believe that was part of the Zombie S Experiment EP I made. It's kind of a somber song. I think Originally, it was about this one dude who, well, it's actually multiple. So there's this one girl that I knew from school, and then she always seemed to be having just a horrible day. There's always something going wrong. So I was like, oh, hey, Downer. And then the second verse, I believe this was about a guy who he was dating a girl for like a week, I'd say, but he was still hung up on a girl who said no to him. It's more like it's not physically cheating, but it's emotionally cheating, And yeah, everything's instrumental. There is a little bit of guitar they hear in the background. It's my 12 string. I couldn't find my mixer when I made All About Girls, All About Boys, so I apologize if the keyboards and the guitars don't sound good. It's mainly I was working with what I got. I have the mixer now, so who knows? The next project might not sound as bad, sonically, I should say. Next song, the Stalker song. Yeah, you ever got that? You wake up in the middle of the night and you take your phone out, and then you just start scrolling through your social medias, trying to see the people who you're not really close with anymore, and just kind of checking up on them. They don't know you're checking up on them, but you are. Kind of gives into the fact that I'm lonely. That's the theme of that album. It's the main one is just songs about people I know. The bottom part, I am lonely. I'm honest, I'm self-aware. The instrumentals I came up with probably around 2020, 2021. I didn't know what song, or what words I should say, would go with it, so I kind of just took a little poem that I started writing and then just slapped it on top. It's a sad little ballad. It almost, imagine doo-wop with a little bit of bedroom pop. The only difference is that I'm broke. Everyone else who's famous in bedroom pop, their parents have names on Wikipedia. I do not. Sea Shanty. So this one was another example of me just splicing two ideas together. So I made an instrumental for a sea shanty song, and then I wrote words for a sea shanty song. And then the lyrics originally didn't really click well. I had to kind of rearrange it, but both aspects you can say were written back in 2020, 2021. This is a song I wrote when I was in kind of a low point, where I was thinking about a girl who I almost dated, but then it just never came to be. It's one of those things. I have the song, I'm putting it out. I don't care if it sounds bad, it's going out. Pebble and Boulder, this one kind of fades into the loneliness again. Gee, maybe I do need therapy, but this one is about how some friendships become more one-sided. You ever have that where you have to always initiate the conversation, you always have to make the plans? It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. And the allusion to Sisyphus is very heavy. The English teachers will love this song. And the instrumentals, I did not write the instrumentals, I did not write the melody. It was from Gabriel Fauré's Requiem, the song Libera Me. So yeah, it's a dramatic song. It's almost operatic. I think the original lyrics are about trying to be saved at the end of times because God is coming back and boy is he mad at you. But yeah, instead it's just me being angry at a friend. I think what happened was a friend canceled plans on me a week before we were about to hang out. We were planning this a month in advance and then it just canceled at the last second and I was bitter and wrote the song. I'm in better terms with a friend now, but when you're in a certain mood, you have to write it down. You can't just let it build up and up and up until you explode of emotions. You gotta write it down, get your feelings written down, then you have an outlet. Okay, the next song, Internet Ruined My Brain. This is my 21 Pilots song. Kind of leaned into the nasally whiny with the song. The instrumentals that I wrote was for a friend of mine, Steven. He wanted to make a song about addiction, essentially, and I made the instrumental for it. Yeah, he has the full instrumental from the original song. It's called Chains of Sins. I'm gonna hopefully remember to attach that in the description. Yeah, this song was about being chronically online because I've been chronically online since probably 2010. And as you can tell, it had lots of side effects that cannot be reversed. So yeah, it's a short song, but it's kind of just, I'm sure a lot of Gen Z people can relate, especially with having a bunch of online schools. So you're already gonna have a screen in front of your face. It's another screen, a fun screen with brain candy. Dopamine receptors are. I thought about having a little blurb at the end, where it's like brain rot, I've got brain rot. I decided not to include that because it was kind of annoying. Coast to Coast is about a friend of mine. This is one he did not know about. My friend Donnie, he's the one who I would show him my songs. He would give me notes on what to do, what to change. So this one, the instrumental, the bum 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 bum, I wrote that skeleton essentially back, probably 2017, 2018, but I never wrote an actual song to go with it. And now I did. It's kind of supposed to sound like the Pet Shop Boys, kind of the 80s type, where it's not quite rapping, but it's kind of synth pop. This is about how he worked at a mine. It was a gold mine in Alaska, and I'm not joking, he would work 2 days. No, he'd work 2 full weeks, 12-hour shifts. So yeah, working all that for 2 weeks, and you get 2 weeks off. And then he had to travel from Michigan to Alaska, which took a literal 24 hours to travel. So it's like, oh, he's the man from coast to coast. And yeah, is a skin paler than a ghost? He's a redhead. Of course, you think I'm pale. He is significantly paler. He also has psoriasis. But yeah, he is a very pale fellow, and, it's kind of like a fun little song. It's not meant to offend anyone. It's not meant to poke at him. It's about him, because I would hear about his experiences going to the mine to travel. The SeaTac airport, how it was absolute hell. Honestly, I could not do what he did. He is a hero for that. Geologist. Don't think I mentioned he was a geologist. He wasn't a miner, he was a geologist. Final song, Girl from the City. This is one, I think I probably just came up with a bum, ba-da-bum, bum bass line, but I just never made a full song around it. This is the only rap song I have. I apologize. Can you tell I don't listen to rap music, but I decided to make a rap song anyway. Yeah, so Girl from the City is about this homecoming date I had where it seemed like everything kept going wrong, but it was still, in the end, a fun night to look back on. So everything that happened was true. Yeah, the date was a friend of my ex's, but we're on good terms. Yeah, we went to Olive Garden, and yeah, I got caught staring. Everything that happened is true, because for some reason I decided to write down all the events that happened that night, because I wanted to look back at it and just kind of laugh. The funniest was when she locked the keys in her car. We were at the restaurant, we were about to go in, and it's like, where are the keys? Yeah, it's a fun little thing. It's a song that I meant to write for a long time, but never wrote it until I wrote it, But yeah, that's the end of the album. I'm going to double check. That is everything. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to listen to the album. Put my heart and soul into it, and no one listens to it. Wah. Yeah, thank you so much. Listen to it. I'm going to hopefully remember to put all the links in, but thank you so much. Bye.